Hello everyone, welcome to A Trader's Journey. My name is Leslie Pips. Today I'm just going to take you through a quick recap of a trade that I took on GU, and I'll also show you a trade that I missed on EU just because I was late in the market. So we're going to start with the trade that I took. It's just a quick recap so you can see how I see the market, how I analyze the market, and how I execute my trades. So without further ado, we're going to jump in the charts, and obviously these markings I've had since last week. So I'm just going to show you how I think about the markets and why I took this trade. So obviously with everything going on with geopolitics and the US and Iran and all those places, there's going to be a lot of volatility in the market. That's why you saw a run like that this morning, a run down, and a run like that this morning. So this morning I was able to capitalize on a trade where the market opened up with a huge gap. So if you see here, if you look at this gap over here, the market opened up with a huge gap. This was a Sunday open, 5 p.m. open, and we opened up with a huge gap. So obviously we knew that the next candle or candles are going to fill that gap, right? So I was waiting in the markets for a reaction at this gap, right? So we came into this gap, we failed to break here. Once we filled the gap, we failed to break here, made a push down a little bit, and then we came back, and then we failed again to break there. So I was looking at basically a rejection and some volume to come into the market, right? Let me just delete this here. So I was waiting for some volume to come into the market. After this last rejection, this is where I was active in the market. When this candle closed, that's when I was just got into the market, and I saw another rejection here. Once this candle closed, that's when I can move into my lower time frame and look for my setup, because I believe that as soon as if we fail to break this, obviously after we fill the gap, you would want price to maybe break the gap and continue going higher, but it continued to fail at this level here. So when I see price action like that, I usually go to the lower time frame and have a look at what's happening, right? Obviously you see this long wick. Let me just move this aside a bit. If you see this long wick, this was the news. The flash services came out at the time when I was setting up my trade. The pound flash services came out while I was setting up my trade. So I was looking at this candle at the time, right? Obviously the news came out. The candle came up and failed to close above this level here. Once I saw that failure, I was busy setting up my sell stop, right, on the 5 minute. So I went down to the 5 minutes, because this is also a value area, right? This is also a value area, right? And you can see a buildup of orders at this level. Obviously these rejections, this is price building up orders, getting ready to move, right? So I saw this, and then I saw this candle here fail to close above this level after the news came out. That told me that there's a lot of selling pressure at the moment, right? So I waited for this candle to close. Once it closed below this level, that's when I set up my sell stop at the low of this candle over here. The candle before the news candle came out, I was setting up my sell stop here. So I put it here, and I was initially targeting. Let me just go to the high time frame so you can see my target. My target was this Thursday low. So if I put this back, you can see this is the low of Thursday, and that's where my target was. So it was a nice and quick trade. You can see it's all red candles. Ever since, so price came down, tagged me in, and then it ran. This took about an hour to hit TP. I think it took about an hour to hit TP. So I got out after Thursday lows, because usually when the Monday opens, if it didn't take a Friday high or low, it usually runs to it. But because Friday lows was already mitigated, I knew that as soon as price started moving down, the next stop will be Thursday lows. So that's why I chose the target, and it hit TP, and then it started consolidating again here, and then obviously we saw this move up after the news came out. But it was a nice and quick, easy trade. Yeah, it was quick and easy to set up, and quick and easy to spot as well. So it was a nice trade. And I didn't trade again today, but I just want to take you through another one that I missed because I was late in the market, right? I came in late, and it had already set up, right? Obviously, just like GU, EU also opened up with a gap, came back, rejected this gap here. So a friend of mine took this trade. Actually, he made about 9% of this trade, which was insane. But I was late. By the time I came to the market, the price was already running. So that's why I took GU instead, because GU was still setting up at the time. So obviously, like I was saying, we came into this gap, failed to close above this gap. We saw price wick like that, and then it closed below this level. So when you go on the lower time frames, you can see the market setting up. So the 1 hour has already told you the story of what's about to happen. So this is a trade that a friend of mine took, and obviously you saw that rejection, and then you saw this volume candle. So he entered over here when the price came back to retest this candle here, this order block, right? Over here, enter here, target Thursday lows. If I go back, here's Thursday. No, this is Sunday lows. Forgive me. But this was the target. Obviously, this is also, Thursday was already mitigated. So this is the open, and he targeted the open on Sunday. Yeah, right here, this is the open. Targeted this open, and then price went back up. So sometimes it's best to pick your targets. For me, I would say pick your targets based on the previous daily highs and lows. You know, that'll help you not hold on to trades for too long, because if he had held on, you would have lost all of that. So sometimes you have to pick your target based on the previous daily highs and lows. I think that's the where to start, and then you can readjust from there. So yeah, this was a nice quick trade as well. You can see obviously the volume candle kicks in, price creates another little bit of consolidation, and then you see this wick here take out all this liquidity, and then it ran immediately. So this was a nice easy trade. If you set up your stop loss above this high, you would have been safe, and then you ride it all the way down here, and then it just turned around. So today was a nice quick day. I didn't trade again after that because of the market was going a bit crazy. It was a high volume day, so it's nice to take advantage of those days when you can. Take advantage when it's high volume, but don't overdo it, because you can easily give away those profits. So with my trade, I made a nice quick 2.8 R, 2.7 R. I had my stop a little bit too high, but I have a reason for that. Recently I've been losing trades because of my stop has been a little bit too tight, and even though my direction was right, it's just I got tagged out because my stop was too tight. So I'm doing this exercise of building a little bit of a bigger stop. It's nice to get in those winners first before I go into a tighter stop losses again. It's nice to build that momentum of winning again, and after that you can readjust your stop losses. So make it high, take your 2%, call it a day. So that was the day for me. I thought I'd give you guys a quick recap of the trades. Hopefully you guys pick up something from this. When there's a gap day, It's nice, an easy day to trade because you know exactly what price is going to do and you take advantage of that. So tomorrow we see what tomorrow will bring, and I'm just going to do my highlights of the my highlights of the day and plan for tomorrow, and we readjust based on that. So thank you guys for joining me, and I hope you guys learned something from this. All right, thank you.